I'm passing Pitbull because he's on the grass and he's just stopped.
Yeah, go for it.
If he doesn't want to drive, then he doesn't want to drive.
Animator is just passing the final chicane here. We'll be turning left onto the Nordschleife in just a second.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. Green, green, green.
Green, green, green. Race is underway. Alright, and thus begins our 2.4 hours of Nürburgring.
Stand by, I think it's all.
Let's get on board of E-Classens here. The field's pretty bunched up still. We'll probably stay pretty close together and not see too many overtakes here on the first lap. It's excessively difficult to overtake on this circuit, on the Nordschleife section. Probably the best points to overtake are the Dowdinger Höhe, the long straight at the end of the Nordschleife section, and then the GP section is probably about it. Looks like we've had a couple positions shuffle here.
Can you mute your mic?
Yeah, I can mute if you want.
You can do it on the street. No, that's good.
Alright, I think I'm muted on TeamSpeak, right? Anybody hear me on TeamSpeak? Alright, fine. Well, I'll commentate outside of TeamSpeak then, and I will chime in with any race developments to the drivers.
Anyone confirming my lights are on?
They are not.
Let's catch back up with the front of the field here.
Go ahead, Molly. I'll do that.
We got 5 aces Sula
It's extrovert, by the way.
keeping up pretty well with Animera. We set a absolutely blistering qualifying time. It was in the low 20s. 8 minutes 23, I think he got, which is just an absurdly fast time around this circuit. It's a very long circuit, and it's really easy to squeeze out a lot of time out of it. But that 8 minutes 23 is
Am I correct in thinking we've got away cleanly?
very close to a record time in a GT3 car. So Animera's a very pacey and consistent individual. So it'll be interesting to see if he can keep it up for the whole two hours. Pit strategy is going to come into play heavily. They're going to have to change tires. They're going to have to refuel.
We've really gone to the loo again after all the issues we had.
How does the order system work? We had a half-hour qualifying session previous to this, and previous to our 3 restarts, where everybody had a half hour to put in a time, which is not a lot of time to qualify on Nordschleife combined, because a single lap takes 8.5 minutes here. So probably only half the field really got a decent time in at qualifying. It's a real challenge to get your tires warmed up and get a flying lap in a half hour. This is Dustin, so I'll be commentating outside of TeamSpeak, but I will try to do my best as race director and chime into you guys when needed. weather setup for the race. Yeah, we'll go over the basics of the race here. It's gonna be light clouds for the entire race, so they won't be dealing with rain. So it won't be super European extreme hard mode, but we do have full damage, realistic driving aids, realistic tire wear, and fuel consumption. So there are a lot of other factors involved here that they'll be dealing with. So pitting will be a thing. We'll see. A one-stop pit strategy is possible for 2 hours 20 minutes on the Nordschleife, depending on your tire setup. I know racing an hour long on the softs just chewed through them, and the grip was gone after an hour. So it may be more viable to do a...
Spin.
Oh, looks like we got a spin somewhere. Standing by.
Lethargic, I almost went into you while you'd crashed there.
Oh. Falcon is overtaking Lethargic there. And our race leaders are just entering the Dodinger. Oh man, it looks like Sula's going for the overtake on Animira for the lead of the race here. Both of them in the Ferraris, very, very fast GT3 cars right now. I won't be surprised if we see a lot of Ferraris at the front. We got a few Audi R8s in the field, and a couple outlier Porsches. We had a Lamborghini in qualifying.
This is where
I think one Acura NSX and one Nissan GTR, but a lot of Ferrari and Audi action so far. But yeah, as I was saying about pit strategy, the one-stop's possible, but the two-stop is probably going to be the ideal strategy here. Oh, Sula spun at the first chicane on the GP track. Alright, Sula's clear. The two-stop strategy might wind up being ideal, just to keep the pace in the tires and to keep a sort of low fuel load, because it is kind of hard to hit all these corners with a full fuel load. So Sula's given up that position to E-Classens, and I think Animira got through to first during that spin as well. We got a 2-second gap to second, and a 5-second gap to third place now. So our top three sticking pretty tight together. And we got a nice little bunch here. We got Jeff, Harold, and Dabawabo here in a nice little pack, 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Go on board with Harold here. As night falls, the lights come on. Going through the final chicane here. Yeah, 13 liters sounds about right. It depends, you know, on your setup in your car and how hard you're pushing, but that's about how much it takes to get around this track. And in our hour-long race, I ran with a full fuel load, so 120 liters, and I think in an hour I burned through 75 liters of that. So a full tank certainly won't last the whole time. 2 tanks will.
Who's in the pits? Or is that where someone is retired?
That's Raz Daniels in the pit. 16th place. And Raz is back out of the pit. Yeah, it looks like the NSX might have got banged up a little bit there. Let's catch back in with our race lead. Animira is booking it, but E-Classens is hot on his tail. Just a 1.8 second gap between the two, and that speaks for E-Classens a lot, because Anamera is a very consistent pace setter, and keeping up with him is going to be a big challenge in this race.
My aim is to catch up to back up to Parney if I can.
I'm sure the pit stop guys have names, but it's a different team for every racer in the field, so it would be, I don't even know, 70 different pit stop guys. It'd be hard to list off the names of all of them. You can go ahead and imagine whatever name for the tire guy and the fuel guy and the guy holding the sign. Whatever you want to name them, that's fine. We can get creative with it.
Corner, both times.
Looks like there's a yellow on track, but there is not, actually. The gap between E-Classens and Anamera has widened to 3 seconds now. He's dropping a little bit behind coming into the second sector here. Looks like Sula is gonna try to catch up to E-Classens here. They're staying pretty well bunched up. Obviously one would be Morty and the other one Ross and Morty? Yeah, Ross and Morty sounds right to me. I think it was Ross and Manthe. Ram and Man? I don't know. Just call them Jeff. They're all Jeff. I'll go into the pits for an interview with the pit crew later, and if they don't all tell me my name Jeff, I will be sorely disappointed. Sula getting very close with Klassen here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Not a car's length between them. They're going into the carousel here. This is a crucial spot. Carrying the speed through here is very difficult and is a very common place to falter or spin out. Looks like they got it through, but looks like E-Classen got a little bit better of an exit out there.
Closing.
Let's see what this little train is up to.
Easy, Tiger.
It's just a couple guys.
Follow.
It's just a couple groups of two here that are keeping up pace with each other. It's field's spread out a pretty good amount at this point.
Forgot to take the lid off my water bottle so I could have a drink.
God damn it.
I think that was Parney having some issue. Oh, stuff looked like it was heating up a little bit. Sula is caught back up to Klassen. That gap is looking as thin as ever here. Go to the roof camp for this hot action. Oh, getting very dangerous through this section. This is a part that tests a lot of drivers. There's some really sneaky corners here, but also the familiarity is lower in the final sector here with a lot of people. I know myself, I put in 1,000 miles of driving here on the Nordschleife in-game, just in P-Cars too so far, but it's still, you know, the familiarity in the final sector is difficult, and there's a lot of time to be found there if you know the corners very well, but it's also kind of easy to get overconfident with your speed in that sector. We'll see what happens here on the Dodengahe. I don't know if that slipstream is going to be enough to save him. Looks like E-Classen is trying to break that slipstream a little bit and get into position for the next corner. Coming through the final section back onto the GT circuit. Looks like things are staying the same here. 3-second gap to the leader between second and third here. And a 16-second gap all the way back to this group here.
I could tell you were talking, but not much else.
Oh, that boy Falcon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll check in with Falcon. Yeah, let's see what he's up to. Falcon's back here, cruising along on the Doringaha.
Had a spin and hit the barrier on the back of the car.
In 9th place.
Lucky, really.
Yeah.
Like for the hit.
I know in yesterday's race we had some excitement here. Onto the grass a little bit. Risky. Falcon had a little bit of suspension damage in that race, and I wound up overtaking him in Sector 2. But it took us 4 turns to do it. We were too wide on the Nordschleife for 4 turns, which is definitely not advisable.
Oh wow, 1, 2, and 3. Split by 3 seconds.
Yeah, as you can hear, possibly one of our drivers commented 1, 2, and 3 are not 3 seconds apart right now. They're keeping up very well with race leader Anamira.
10 aero damage made me lose 10 miles an hour on the
Sula
straight.
is
That's nice.
just not giving class in any room here. He's hot on his tail, and he's going to be wanting that overtake very, very hard here. We'll see if he's pushing a little hard. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's going to be really tested for patience here as he catches up to Klassen's back end and wants to make a pass, but there's no clean place to make a pass. Klassen's just trucking on with this pressure on his rear. We'll see if Sula's got what it takes.
Funny when you come onto the GP circuit, it actually feels like you're on a different track, doesn't it? 'Cause it's built differently.
Yellow. I don't think that yellow on the track is a real thing, though. Everybody seems alright. We got Harold and Dabo here in a little battle. They're keeping real close. Dabo wants that 5th place, but as they're just entering the Nordschleife, he's going to have to be very patient as well if he wants to get by Harold here. Before anybody comments it, yes, there are some minor graphical glitches with the lighting at times. It happens. Oh well. Looks like there's little shadow boxes on the racetrack once in a while, but that's the joy of sim racing there. Sometimes that stuff happens. Well, it looks like Sula's dropped back well behind Klassen's here. Gap is now 2 seconds between them. So that pack has widened up a fair bit. Oh, we got Raz back in the pits. And Polly back in the pits.
Oh, well done.
So our back
So they
markers
send you
here
out on wet
pitting.
tires.
Looks like some more damage on the Acura. He's probably trying to get that fixed. I don't know if he's going to have any success there. If you don't have your pit strategy set in advance of this race, it's difficult around this circuit to find the time to use the in-car management system to change your pit strategy.
I think we missed a trick by not doing this on the snow in blizzard conditions.
Rallycross cars.
Which is, it's possible
No,
to do
it
it
is.
in car to change your pit strategy, but
Or
it's
like the lap
far
around
more
this.
preferable to have it set in advance, have a fuel-only pit strategy, have a tires-only pit strategy. You know, damage repair is also an option here, and I'm not sure if Raz Daniels set his correct damage repair strategy because his bodywork's still pretty messed up. But it is possible to just repair, you know, suspension or engine damage, but leave bodywork. So we'll see how he does. If we see him back in the pits, we'll probably know why. Paulie having a nice long pit session here. His car got a little muffed up too. He's been in there a while. He's probably getting some work done. Uh-oh. What's going on up front?
So the guys that run with VR, when you're driving in the dark,
Fastest sector
you see
set
any
by
light
E-Class
gleaming on
and
the side of the
not
headset?
bad, not bad.
Or it doesn't feel like you're in the dark. If there's anyone here using VR, I don't know.
Yeah,
So that's
something like
still
that.
behind him, but still about a 2-second gap between them. Whereas Claessens has narrowed his gap to 1.8 from the leader.
Nice
Still
distraction
very
tactic,
tight in the
like
top
it.
3.
Yeah, I do feel a bit bad there. The guys in VR, can you count from 100 backwards in multiples of 3?
As they go into the carousel here again, Sula's looking like he might be spit out. And he makes it through with some pace. Yeah, Claessen got a little bit better of an exit there again. The gap widened.
Coming for you, partner.
The gap's fluctuating between 1.4 and 1.6 between them. Sula is gradually wearing that gap back down a little bit. But Claessens has been very, very consistent in his run here, as is needed to keep up with race lead Admira, who is the king of consistency. Welcome to anybody just joining us. We are 25 minutes into our 2.4 hours of Nürburgring here with Project Cars Drivers Club. If you're interested in joining us for some league racing or some casual Friday night racing or whatever, we'll put a link in the chat. It is pcdc.link.
I'm holding you up though, right?
We play Project Cars 2. I don't know if we have any other games that are active. It's, you know,
Has anyone pit yet?
Project Cars Drivers Club. Of course we play Project Cars, but it's a good bunch of people. Oh, Sula's into the grass heavily there, but he manages to keep it together and not lose any time. That is impressive. Who's got the fastest lap so far? I think we can find out.
Something happened to you, Crazy.
Yeah, best lap, no surprise. Animera's got the best lap at 8 minutes 26 seconds flat, which is just an incredible pace. Claessens is keeping up with an 8 minutes 27 best lap, but Animera is just gonna be trying to work that gap, which, you know, surprisingly 3 laps in hasn't widened too far. It's 3 seconds, probably only 3 seconds, or a single second a lap that he's really gaining on Claessens. Absolutely impressive pace from our front runners here, and some really clean racing from the rest of our guys. We'll go through the order here and see what everybody's doing. Animera leading, of course. Claessen's hot on his tail, 2.4 behind him. Sula's dropped 3.5 seconds behind Claessen's here. It's going to be tough to get that back, but we'll see if Sula can get in the zone here now that he's got some clear air to just kind of dial it in. We got Jeff in 4th, 12 seconds behind Sula. Dabo is 10 seconds behind Jeff. Errol here is hot on Dabo's tail, just a half second behind him. And they've been like that for a while. They're keeping that up. A little further down the field, we've got Zedian in the Porsche. Good to see him up in the front instead of everybody with their Ferraris. We got Crazy A's and X behind Zed in position 8. Our boy Falcon is in P9, going side by side with Crazy Azen getting the overtake. I'm glad I tuned in at that point.
Fucking hell, it's
So that's Falcon up into P8. And Crazy Azen into P9. Falcon's got a headlight out again. Down the field we got Lethargic in the Nissan GTR. I think the only one in the field with that car. Parney in 11th place. We've got How Good Am I? Just 6 seconds behind Parney. UK Pitbull, 9 seconds behind How Good Am I? UK Pitbull's in 13th. Jeff Van Stone in position 14. Raz Daniels in 15th. And our boy Paulie in 16th place. We'll catch back up with our leaders here and see what's
Did you
going
crash
on.
there, Parney?
Either side, yeah.
Hard luck, man.
Oh, Party.
Wasn't concentrating.
Liam wants
It's
to
a
look at
definite
the,
his job.
Yeah, B. Warren Parney has got his headlights out.
Second of concentration gone. Just in time for the pits.
Gotta make sure my microphone is good. Barney's coming into the pits here, and let's go back to position 2. Oh, he had narrowed the gap down to less than a second, just a few seconds ago. But looks like Animera picked up the slack again. Discord is back up. Y'all should restart. Yeah, funny joke, Brett. Sula is either, I don't know if he had an incident or he just dropped back 8 seconds behind Claessens here. It's going to be hard to make that up, but we have yet to see some pit.
Remembered, I don't even know where the pit entrance is.
Just as you come up on the hill bit on the right.
Falcon's coming out of the pits, got his headlights repaired. Parney is back in the pits still, probably
Not
getting
in the
repairs.
same
It's going to
place
take a
as
minute.
the normal most left one.
Or the normal GP one, huh? It's a different entrance.
Catch up with Anna Mary here and see
You
how
got damage as well?
Penta on the other side.
a real boss runs the
You got damage as
Nordschleife.
well?
But yeah, our race leaders have not pit yet.
was damaged, but I fixed it. Funny, I was sitting fast sector 2.
Looks like Anamira's got 73 liters of fuel left, so he can run for a while. He's probably going to run that fuel out.
Like Massa when he damaged his front wing.
I doubt he'll have any incidents.
He was half a second faster.
Jeff Van Stone moved up to P12.
Penalise speed in the
Oh,
pits,
that
which
was
are
that happened while
50 bloody seconds.
Parney and Falcon were in the pits. Jeff Van Stone moved up into P12 ahead of them.
She feels good again.
Dabo and Harold are still going hard at it here.
First and second is still split by only 3 seconds. They've been like that from the start as far as we know. Props.
Cap's fighting 2, but they're still staying real tight. Looks like Zedian and Crazy Azen are not too far apart either. I'll be doing a lot of roof cams probably because they're very exciting at nighttime and just in general around this track. And also the trackside cameras are kind of just, since there's so many turns, the trackside cameras kind of go too fast to really see what the hell's going on. So we'll be sticking with a lot of roof view for this. Let's see. We'll catch back up with the Harold and Dabo battle for 5th place. It's not too much of a battle yet, but they've been keeping really good pace with each other this entire race. Looks like Falcon reclaimed P12 from Jeff Van Stone. And he's jumped a good, let's see. Yeah, a good 3 seconds ahead of Jeff Van Stone there. Ooh, this is getting close. Trying to watch all the times and the gaps at the same time. Is the sound still doing alright? Anybody in chat? I haven't really sound checked in a bit. Check, check. Yeah, it seems like it's doing alright.
Rough change.
Kind of. Somebody just called for a driver change. I think, thanks, Brett. Appreciate you. I think Paulie and I forget who else. Paulie and someone else are doing real life driver changes today, because they were together at the races today. So now they're doing this event as a tandem team.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, who was it that was in the tandem team here?
Paulie and Extrovert. Paulie.
Yep. Thanks. Paulie and Extrovert are doing a real life driver change here. The only team to be doing that in the race. It's for everyone else. We have to do single stint, single driver the entire time, unless you want to give your car away to the AI, which is not really recommended. Looks like Dabo and Arrow have kind of widened up a little bit here. Oh, here we got one. Crazy. Oh, no, never mind. The gap looked like it was getting a little bit intense there, and then Crazy Asian went off the track. He flashed his headlights for some reason. It's looking like he's doing okay. Not sure what all that was about, just a momentary loss of control, it seems. Whoa, what? Sula's heading into the pits, huh? What's going on here? The gap is completely messed up here because of that. Oh no, can you hear my dog barking in the background? I hope not. I'm gonna have to mic check. So that's Sula in the pits. He's going to be giving away a fair bit of position here. So that's our first pit stop. First pit stop by the race leaders of the day, and already, you know, you can see how close everybody is. It doesn't seem like a lot when you're out there on the Nordschleife, but you can't see any other cars around you. But as soon as he dove into the pits, he lost 2 positions already, maybe 3 positions, yeah. Yeah, could you hear my dog? He's a loud guy. And my brother just got home, so the dog's a little excited. My brother's louder than the dog, so hopefully he doesn't come in here. Alright, Sula is out of the pits in 6th position, looks like. Yeah, looks clear on pit exit here. So Sula will be rejoining us in 6th. Let's, so that's 1 pit stop already for Sula, I'll mark down. Alright, gaps. What's going on here? So Crazy Asian and Zed are still pretty close to each other. Not too much. It's hard to find some good gaps here. not a whole lot doing. We'll check in with our race leader here. He's just cruising, and Klassen is still on him. He's dropped back to a 3.5 second gap. Animera is just very slowly gaining on him, and you know, it's no surprise Animera is consistent, but
All the car ahead of me is in the pits.
speaks a lot for Klassen's consistency that he's keeping up with him as well.
Lethargic,
Yeah, that is lethargic in the pits here.
which moves me into 9th place.
Yep, that's how good am I moved up into 9th while our lethargic
Take that ninth
Nissan
and we'll see
GTR
next
is in
week.
the pits.
Whatever you say.
UK Pit Bull about to move up into P10 here. So that is pit stop for lethargic as well. Falcon up into P11 now while lethargic is in the pits. And Animera just got the fastest Sector 1. Yeah, he is cruising. Animera and the rest of the leaders are going to be coming up on back markers here probably by the end of this lap.
Yeah, I guess lapping's going to have to be from both sides, being extra careful approach on the tight sections of the track.
Oh, the engine's looking bad. 41, 42, 43.
Where are you? Need to get to the
On the
pit.
straight.
We'll have to short shift up into like
Oh,
if there's
I'm
6
on,
looks
over.
like
I'm on the
the,
straight, I'm in 6th gear.
Dip the clutch
Yeah,
and
okay,
go.
you'll make it. If you're on the straight, you'll make it.
What is that, Barney having
When
issues?
when you're going into
60
the pits,
kph.
stay in a high gear in the pits.
Okay, I'm dipping the clutch. I'm trying.
Oh no,
We crawled
yeah.
back about 100
Barney's had some radiator damage here.
down the straight, and it was absolutely fine.
Barney's had some radiator damage. His fuel temperature is off the charts.
We're in this game.
So he's going to be limping back into the pits.
No experience
Whoa.
in much wear at all.
Getting passed by Raz Daniels there. Luckily, he is not too far from the pits here, so it won't be too dangerous. And
Looks like I have to double stick the tires now.
yeah, Barney's good. Did we get a lap car already? No, it's coming out of Rio soon here.
Nearly there. Come on, Bessie. Make it.
Raz Daniels is in the pits.
No swearing, I'm live.
And that's Parney safely into the pits.
Qualified, speeding. Oh, for fuck's.
Oh no! Parney, did you just retire? Oh no, bud. I think Parney just retired. Oh, that is a big bummer. Yeah, I think that's Parney out. We'll check in with him in a little bit, but I think unless they just pull him into the pits
Is
for
he
some
AFK now?
something else. I don't know.
Did he get completely disqualified?
I think it is. Went into the pits too fast.
Oh,
Yeah, I've had that.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parney didn't set his
He did that the opening.
pit limiter on the way into the
Yeah.
pits, and he got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane.
I was
So
like first.
that
I'm like,
is
wait,
Parney
pits.
out of the race.
Yeah, it's easy done.
That is too bad.
I had the VR headset on, so I was shuffling around trying to find
This gap between Crazy's flashing his headlights at the other guy wanting to pass, and I don't really know if he's gonna be making it. He keeps flashing. I don't think there's a...
Can the person in P8 stop flashing his lights and leave them on?
Thanks for that.
Yeah, Crazy, is there a reason you're flashing your lights? That's for position, he's not a back marker.
How good am I? You're next.
It's
Not gonna be long. Reset soft.
And that's Animera done with another lap here. Fastest lap set by Animera, 8:25.8. That is very good for a racing
I
lap.
think we lost.
We saw 8:23 in qualifying from him, so we know he can go faster. But as far as race pace is concerned, 8:25 is absolutely bonkers. And you can see as a result of that, Claessens has dropped back to 5.5 seconds behind. That is incredible. Welcome, Varelles TV. Welcome, anybody just joining us. We are just about 45 minutes into our 2.5-hour race here. It's been nothing too crazy so far, but to recap the race, it's going to be a 2.5-hour race. We got an hour, 35 minutes remaining, full damage, realistic driving aids, realistic tire wear, fuel consumption. Weather's set to be light clouds for the entire race, so they won't have to deal with rain, but it's a very dangerous track here. Something like 115 turns overall in the combined format. So we've already seen some lapping, or some pitting going on just for damage. Let's see if anywhere's coming up on this back marker yet. Looks like that's arrowed into the pits. Don't speed. How's this car looking? Yeah, he's got some front end damage. His lights are off there on the AMG Mercedes. He'll probably be getting that repaired and rejoining. I'm not sure what the gap is behind him. We'll see if he loses position here. Still hasn't caught up to this back marker, which is good. Paulie's got pace. That ahead of them is our only tandem team that's doing real life driver swaps during this race. That's Paulie and Extrovert in the car ahead of Animera. They'll most likely be the first car to be lapped unless they can pull an absolute miracle out.
It's going to be quite interesting, Falcon, as if it brings me back.
I'm just gonna blast it to 7th at least.
Looks like Errol's still in the pits. He's getting the full treatment here.
I think I'm gonna set a little bit
Repair.
up now.
Looks like
With full fuel.
I don't see any extra fuel in there yet. No, did not refuel. Got his essential systems repaired. Possibly put some new tires on, but he's staying on the fuel he's got.
I'm gonna do an 8:35.
And Crazy finally making some headway here. Is up into P6, and Crazy's got headlights off at this point.
Is that 8? What?
I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Crazy's been a little weird with the headlights this race. check back in with Anamira here. I want to see this first lapping go down.
Falcon's going to be desperate to try and
It's a
get
UK
past
pit bull
GT,
in the
so
pits here.
surely.
My camera's not on. My camera's not on now.
I've got blistering pace by.
Looks like the gap between Anamira and Classens is now about 7 seconds behind Anamira. I'm sure that's nothing to do with any mistakes on Classens' part. Anamira's just been gradually growing more and more lead time over P2. And Classens' been keeping up really well.
They're like
The thing it'll come down to for P1 between Classens and Anamira is going to be pit strategy. As we we're approaching probably 40 or 50 minutes of race time here. The tires, the soft tires, if they got those on, are going to be wearing out pretty soon. They're going to be losing a lot of grip. Anamira is finally behind the first back marker here. Our tag team Poly Extrovert car. Team Audi here. Looks like they'll let him go without an issue. And he will go on his merry way. Let's see. Falcon, what are you up to, bud? Falcon's getting real close to Harold here. They are just freshly onto the Nordschleife here. Where are we at? Oh, that Schwedenkreuz. That is a very risky spot. It's, you can go flat there in the GT3 cars. They've got enough downforce to do it, but it is one of those spots where you need to be very courageous and very precise of hitting that apex over a crest if you want to make it flat and 6 down that. Oh, he is right on him. Oh, he's putting on that pressure.
just have an in-game disconnect there as well.
Yeah, simple. That corner it's really fun as a test of skill to be brave. It's like Eau Rouge, you know, like if you want to be a big boss, you want to take it flat and make it out alive on the other side, but it's easier said than done. It's a real challenge, and you have to know the elevation changes basically perfectly to get through flat. He's going to be on the attack here on Harold. Looks like his oil temperature is creeping up a little bit, though, so that's going to be risky. Let's check in with Harold, see how he's doing. Yeah, his oil is fine. Falcon is possibly having some engine damage, or possibly had some radiator damage here. His fluids are creeping up. I won't be surprised if we see him pit at the end of this lap. Because you can't run an endurance race with hot fluids. Stelstrucka into the carousel here. We'll see who gets the better exit out here. Falcon is getting spit out of the carousel.
Yeah.
Looks like Jeff is making a pit stop. Yeah, our P3 has just dove into the pits. Let's see what happens to that. Yeah, I live through Schwedenkreuz too. It's, if you're trying to get the max, you know, time trial, hot lap, you can go flat through it, but it's really not worth it in an endurance race. Just a nice little lift before you turn in for that turn over the crest. Really keeps the car planted over that. Went off a little bit. Falcon's going to take the chance to attack, and that is Falcon up into P8. Too bad Harold, he... I don't know what happened, if he just succumbed to the pressure, or what. I looked at the split for a second, and then Harold was off onto the right, and Falcon seized his opportunity. So well done, good patience on Falcon's part there. He applied a lot of pressure. He didn't do anything too risky trying to pass Harold, and as soon as that opportunity came up, he seized it.
Enough time for a pee break.
Let's see, where's our leader at here? Anamira just getting through sector 1 here.
Right, one more position.
Suda looks red on the standings here. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. Sula's getting a little squirrely through that chicane. We've got track limits off so that we don't have to deal with any just frivolous penalties that the AI will put in. Any on-track incidents, any other things like that will be dealt with by mediators after the race. But this isn't a league series per se. There's not really a standing, so it's kind of just a for fun thing. So it's not super heavy on any penalties. What a cut. Yeah, that was something, alright.
Ah, fucking hell. Anywhere crash and I spawned because of that.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Oh
Going to end at the
no!
front.
That's Klassen's into P1.
And a disconnect.
And
Race
Amira
director can hear us. What's going on?
disconnected. I wasn't watching at the time, but as per, I think Klassen's saw Anamira crash, probably a disconnect, and then Klassen's is now our race leader. I think Anamira's out of the race.
So we think it's an internet
We've
issue.
lost Anamira from TeamSpeak.
Yeah, he had an internet crash. That is a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. Okay, and anyone else out? Or what's this?
Stand by. Yeah, I think we had
But maybe that was a bug.
I think we had 16 at the
Yeah, it's
beginning.
a buzzer on mine as well. That's why I wondered.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anybody else had any issues. We've got 13 people in the field right now, but what was that? Parney got disqualified and Anamira got disconnected. So, not sure what the math is there.
Thank you. Hula's got himself a 10-second penalty.
Well, that is certainly a development. It is a shame I was not watching at the time because I have no idea what happened there, but it does appear that our race leader got disconnected. So that's a free position for Classens, who's our new race leader, heading into the carousel here, and that's our new Titan to fell for the rest of the racers. Wow, that's certainly an upset. I don't believe oh no! What is going on? Classens has crashed. Alright, Classens is clear.
Oh man, my tire's really gone.
Oh, fuck.
So you're going to be lethargic.
I think my TeamSpeak microphone's muted again, right? Can anybody hear me in TeamSpeak? Alright, we're good. Okay, wow. Wow. Some wild stuff going on here. Who's that in the... Is that the Porsche? Is that Dabo in the Porsche
How
behind?
long does it take to repair 14 engine damage?
That's not that fresh. Black and yellow is said.
Damage Dabo, and I don't know what from, just driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's... No, that's not said behind him.
That's why I'm wondering if I should repair it.
Oh, it's the black and silver R8.
I guess. I don't know if
Polly?
I've got the skills to fiddle with the pitch
Polly
strategy.
doing a race leader.
That's hard work.
Man, this is, this just got interesting. Jeff is gone as well.
Make a good strategy.
Just got a better strategy.
I've been informed one of our Jeffs has disconnected as well. We've got one Jeff left. I don't remember which one is which.
No time. What about fuel?
So sorry, I meant I've got a strategy that just does damage in general, not
That's
one
Raz
that
back in the
will
pits.
specifically exclude engine damage. Does that make sense?
So it takes 30 seconds to repair 15 engine damage.
Alright, and let's see, we're 1 hour 18 left in the race.
So when
That's
is it
Classens
critical
into the
to repair?
pits. Our race lead has pitted for the first time in the race. Our new race lead.
Just go up a lot quicker. So
Yeah,
As long as the temps are alright, you should be fine.
yeah, my temp's 170.
Mark down Classens. Took a pit.
Fahrenheit.
That's going to give a lot of time to Dabo. Looks like Dabo's going to seize the race lead here. Polly moved up into P11 at some point. Oh, Raz was in the pits.
Oh god.
And that is Dabo Wabo into the race lead position after Classens pit stop. Dabo's a little beat up. I don't think he's taken a pit yet either.
Oh, the refueling takes so long.
Microphone activated. Microphone muted.
That's Sula in the P2 ahead of Klassen. I think Klassen's getting the full repair. New tires, probably fuel. Yeah, it looks like he's got 124 for fuel. He's getting the full treatment here. And He is heading back out onto the GP in P3. To anybody joining us, we got an hour 16 left in our 2.5 hour race on the Nürburgring combined circuit with the Project Cars Drivers Club.
Oh, it looks like in the in-game pit menu I can either fix all aero or mechanical damage. I can't be any
Sorry, I
more
was listening to the
specific than
drivers. Welcome, anybody joining us. We got a lot of racing ahead of us. We've had some upsets so far already. A couple of really nice battles. It's fixing to be an interesting race.
So that's going to be bringing.
I'm going to take a quick break here. I will be back in 5 minutes. I should probably let the
That's the end of my race.
That's hard luck, Anamera. Did you have a connection problem?
Yeah, my father reset itself for some reason.
Oh, nightmare. I guess you can watch the stream if you fancy.
I'll join now again, I'll spectate.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Alright. Crazy and Zed are in the pits now. Let's see if anything happened while I was out.
Oh, I've just realised I've got no rear lights after that crash.
Lethargic spun on the first chicane, and we're clear. How good am I is making a pit stop. Let's see in the feed.
How long am I going to be in the pits for? I've got a fairly bashed up car.
Yeah, we'll see. See how good am I takes in the pits.
Yeah, hopefully 3 minutes and 40 seconds there.
Is that everyone behind you?
Yes.
To be fair, I'm guessing you'll have more pace than me, so probably.
What's your lap?
9. What are yours?
8:40s.
Yeah, see. I've been running consistent 9s the whole race. I've been taking it really easy. That's been my strategy.
Well, I'm
the
microphone
I'm
again,
couple
now
times.
that I'm back.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a tyre change for the whole race. I was
You're brave, Jack.
I was hoping to just dip in for fuel and not damage, but I've smashed my car upstairs.
Not the biggest balls.
This car, it's been really gentle on the tires. So I need to swap it.
It'd be interesting if you recorded how many stops people had on the spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, I've been recording a few pit stops for the front half of the field on my spreadsheet.
1 minute 16 my pit stop time was. Fully fixed car but the same tyres.
Really, I changed my tyres, repaired my car, and filled up fuel in less than that.
Yeah, but my car was smashed up there. No damage.
We got Klassen's looking to make up his lost positions here.
Was it repaired while you refueled?
Just a second 0.7 or so behind Jeff.
Is anyone else driving Audi and finding that the tyres are lasting forever?
Whoops, I went to neutral.
Yeah, I am.
Are you finding that you wouldn't need to swap them as well?
No, I'm going to at some point. They're feeling different.
Yeah, they are a little bit, but I think it's
Well, I'm on the same tyres, which top spun twice, and I've spun. It's a bit through a bit. It's Nürburgring, not the better of the time.
It's nice to have the driver radio on stream since I'm the only person commentating. It's like I have a color commentator of every driver when they want to, when they feel like talking.
What's our relative time?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
What's our gap then?
1 minute 50.
Still be able to close that.
I do have air.
Still lasting quicker than that. But I'm not planning on this.
Little bit of air over fluke plots here.
To repair all damage.
Internet reset. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hey Anamara. Yeah, that's a serious shame, man. That was a bummer. Klassen's just called out that you had crashed, so I went to go catch up with you, but you had already disconnected at that point. Yeah, that's tough.
What was it, just over a minute?
I'm losing the weight. Got 1719 damage from my run away.
Yeah,
it goes up like by quarter every damage. So.
Mine was the same. It was going up 1 or 2 points a lap.
Just director broadcasting was pretty good.
Yeah, Sula got the fastest, well, technically second fastest lap here with 8:24.
Yeah.
Anamara did hit an 8:23, but tragedy struck there, so now Sula is picking up the pace, trying to catch up to Dabo. Alright, only a minute gap for our first 4 cars. That's very tight. And Klassen's already had a pit stop, Dabo's already had a pit stop. Actually, I think all 4 of our leaders have had a pit stop already. No, Dabo hasn't. So Dabo is going to have to pit pretty soon here. We'll check in with him in a minute.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But he'll have to hit the pits pretty soon.
Has he muted us, Anamara?
I've just been talking to YouTube a lot, and I can't really hear you. I didn't set my volume right for TeamSpeak, so I can only hear you sometimes.
No, it's sweet. You're just the nicest woman.
Rick and Morty!
How many viewers do we have?
47,000.
The entire continental United States. No, we got 15 right now. It's about the same that we've had the entire race, which is pretty good.
My question is, how many guys here have been over? I have.
But that much better.
Sula's worked up to 6 seconds behind our leader, Dabo.
I was going to say, you can give us an update if you want to.
What was that? Yeah, we'll do a driver update here. We got just a minute gap for the first 4 people in the lead here. Sula's 6 seconds behind the leader, Dabo. And then Jeff and Claessens are right next to each other, about 49 seconds behind the lead. Falcon and Harold are about to have a little battle for 5th here. Harold is trying to keep Falcon off of him. No pressure, Falcon. Somebody's picked up a penalty? Oh yeah, Sula's got a penalty. Okay. Well, that will that'll certainly do something.
Yeah, I picked up the challenge.
And let's see, I think of our race leaders, I think Dabo still has to pit. I think the other 3 have pit already.
Yeah, big shortcut Dave, I think.
Unless, oh yeah, we'll check in with Dabo in a bit.
That was moving up the grid. I like to go through the trees sometimes.
I had suspension damage, so I just couldn't control it. It was all tilted to the left.
Oh, you're going to have to pit for that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, did I have myself on mute for TeamSpeak for that whole driver update?
Yes, you did.
Oh my goodness. Well, as I was saying, the first 4 people in the lead here are pretty tight with just a 48-second gap from 1st to 4th. Sula is right on Dabo's tail. Dabo has not pit yet, though. The other 3 have pit already, so Dabo, whoa, excuse me. Dabo at some point is going to have to pit and probably lose some position to the other 3 here. Raz Daniels has retired. Our field is now down to 11 cars with 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 30 seconds left in the race.
What's the spacing like further down?
Further down the field, we've got Harold in 5th and Lethargic behind him with a 40-second gap to Harold. Zed is behind Lethargic with a 38-second gap. Crazy is 1 second behind Zed in 8th place, probably going to be going for 7th place. And Crazy, you really need to stop flashing your headlights at people when you're battling for position. That's not really necessary, man.
Crazy
That's not even allowed. It's against the rules.
Is that in TeamSpeak? Is he in TeamSpeak?
I don't know. I'm not.
No, he's not.
Sorry, was that Crazy?
So yeah, Zed just got passed by Crazy. Crazy's in 7th now, mostly because he flashed his headlights, probably, and Zed was polite and let him by.
Crazy, can you stop flashing your headlights when you're following people?
Yeah, sure.
Against the rules. For obvious reasons.
So that's Falcon in 9th now, 9 seconds behind Zed. How good am I? Behind Falcon by a minute and a half. Paulie and Extrovert, our tag team, is behind How Good by a minute and a half.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Oh, and Animera got into the YouTube stream and said, "Internet reset, sad face."
That is unlucky. Hey, it sounds like it had a knock-on impact on someone as well when he disconnected, which is
And I was just trying to go a small lead on Class.
yeah, I think, I can't remember, I think he might have been affected by your road car afterwards as well, which is a shame.
Oh, Sula is right on the tail of Dabo. Oh, we got a good battle coming here. They're just about. Where are they on track? coming up to the mini carousel here. Sula is going to try to squeeze up the inside. Nope, he's backing off, giving Dabo some room around the mini carousel. What he's going to want to do here is try to get a good trajectory through this corner and get a really fast exit speed onto the Donegal here. Really exciting battle here about to happen. We'll see if he's got the momentum to carry him through. Oh, he's got the slipstream. He's going for the pass. He's up alongside. And that's Sula up into first. Dabo tucks in right behind him. Now that the Ferrari is in the lead, they've the Porsche's kind of tucked into his slipstream. They're keeping a steady pace here into what is it, Hohenrain?
I can't wait to see.
And that's P1 and P2. Dabo is diving into the pits for his first pit stop of the race. And that's Sula in the clear air in the lead now.
Dabo's pit.
Let's check in with Claessens here. A good couple of seconds behind Jeff. Let's mark Dabo down for a pit stop.
Yeah. Not the best thing to ever done.
You hear the cheering crowd that we've organized here in Nürburgring, Germany for this race. The crowd is going absolutely bonkers. Jeff moved up into P2 here. EK just moved up into P3 while Dabo's in the pits. Dabo's got
time is very long.
Dabo's got a good amount of time to get out onto the pits and rejoin in fourth for this 1, 2, 3, 4 train that we've had going here.
That's what I had mine on.
I'm 1 minute 10 right now, halfway down.
EK's up to 3.5 second gap to Jeff in second place.
I guess it may be, it measures the different left, if you know what I mean. Like maybe if you got a bit of suspension or something.
Blue flag for Paulie. Looks like Paulie's getting lapped again somewhere. Bit of anti-lag backfire. Nice shadow car on the track here.
4 days.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of the field is pretty spread out here. Most of the exciting stuff's going to be happening with EK and Jeff here.
I think it just changed my brakes.
Looks like Dabo is back onto the GP circuit here in fourth place, and he's got now a minute and 11 seconds to P3. So that was a long pit stop. He got some fuel, probably got some tires, got probably a little bit of repairs here. His stuff was pretty beat up before he dove into the pits. But now he's clear to run. He could run to the end of the race on this, and I think a lot of guys are going to probably try for the one stop. We'll see if any upsets happen.
Still holding up.
See if any upsets happen in the front of the pack. See if anybody tries to get the 2-stop and sort of undercut people on time with the pace they'll gain there. But
so I stole the car.
It's anybody's guess at this point.
Yeah, what happens every time for us, because the clutch, we had to calibrate my wheel.
On board with Claessens again. He's dropped back to 4 seconds behind Jeff. lost a little bit of pace at some point in the race here in this lap. Sula's dropped, well, lapped somebody just up ahead. Lethargic is in the pits.
Just while I think about it, to all the guys that had to get TeamSpeak specifically for this race, I would advise that you just leave it on your computer after. It's a good little program. Some of the clubs will use it, and we will probably always have it as a fail-safe as well.
Classens is dropping back a little bit more here. I'm not sure what's happening there. He's significantly off his pace from where he was before. Doing here. Sula is just in the clear air with that Ferrari, which is a dangerous place for these Ferraris to be. They're very, very fast cars on this game. The jury's still out on if the GT3 cars will get balanced at all in the coming patch, but you see these Ferraris in competitive places a lot in different leagues. Sula's off into the grass a little bit, but it looks like he's kept it together here. Zed's moved up into P8, while Lethargic is in the pits.
I'm a bit worried that it could come down to a bit of a race between me and Paulie and Extrovert. But do you guys need to pit?
Who's completed their pit strategy?
I've completed my pit strategy.
I've completed mine.
Yes, we do need to pit.
That might put a bit more of a comfort gap. Although you are still lapping like 20 seconds.
Classens has gained just about a second here on Jeff. We'll see if he can catch up in this lap. If he keeps up his pace, he can, but seems to have been a little inconsistent. You know, time's wearing on at this point in the race. We're just over halfway through, but I know I start faltering around the hour mark, and it's just a huge testament that these guys are able to consistently race for this long, because it is very difficult. I don't know if, I'm sure most of the people watching this are sim racers already, so they know the struggle of racing for a long period of time, but this is 2.5 hours is a long single stint for most of these guys. Paulie and Extrovert are sharing a car in real life. They're sharing a seat, which is pretty cool, but the rest of these guys have to go for the entire 2.5 hours with just breathing room to have pit stops.
I'll try and tidy the YouTube video probably tomorrow and put out a bit where we were messing around just of the quality and the race.
And that's between quality and race and we have most of us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Get back to our race leader, Sula, here on the Doningaher. Jeff in the black Mercedes. Classens in the black Mercedes. Dabo in the white and black Porsche. That's interesting that aside from our Ferrari leader, we got some Mercedes and a Porsche up in the lead here. That's good to see. I think our R8, our Audi teams are a bit lower down in the standings here.
Oh, Paulie's going into the pits.
Yeah, Paulie's taking his, well, one of his pit stops. I think they've been in the pits already. Klassen's still 5 seconds behind Jeff. Dabo's still a minute behind Klassen's. Harold, only 36 seconds behind Dabo. So they're keeping pace with each other decently. Crazy is a minute behind them. Falcon is flashing his headlights at nothing, which is just fine. Zed is 34 seconds behind Falcon in P8. Lethargic in P9, 4 seconds behind Zed.
I really hope it
We got How Good Am I in 10th place here, minute 20 behind Lethargic. And Paulie still in the pits, bringing up the back.
How are your tires doing? Good, am I?
fine.
Can't be long till sunrise.
Softs.
Yeah, simple. I was thinking that too. It's been nighttime for a long time.
I don't have traction control there.
You don't have traction control?
Nah, mate, that's for positives.
So, yeah, at some point, most of this race has been in the night. At some point, the sun's going to be rising here. It's always darkest before the dawn, as they say. Rick and Morty fan, anyone crashed yet? We've had a couple minor spins so far.
Whatever default is.
Anamera, who was the race leader, his internet crashed, so his car crashed after that, which led to Klassen's spinning.
Not really noticed any change.
And then, since Anamera, our race leader, had dropped out of the race, Klassen's was able to get up into the pole position after that. Now, well, he took a pit stop and now he's into third place. But
as I say, I'm really dead.
some of the back markers have had some pretty beat up cars. So we've had, I think a couple people have gone off the track a little bit and hit some barriers and all. I don't think there's been any serious contact between cars so far, which is good. Some good clean racing going on. Ooh, there's a crash. There's a crash for you. Looks like he's in the clear. Nobody's coming up behind him. Yeah, and you'll see a lot. If we were able to spectate everybody at the same time, you'd see a lot of that business. It happens to me, you know. It's hard to stay on the track the entire time at this circuit.
You love Sector 2.
I don't know, yeah, it's really... You can bounce around it like a madman.
Let's see. Doesn't look like any major battles popping up yet.
Is the long flat out section in Sector 2?
No, the long flat out is Sector 3.
I don't mean the straight, I mean... But where you are going round some just flowing corners, is that Sector 3?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
before the carousel.
Yeah, that spot before the carousel where it's flat out is Sector 2. It's in the middle of Sector 2.
I'm wondering if you must be getting some good speeds down there as well.
Getting lighter voice.
It is, yeah.
Hey, boy.
Reach the sun, but
Jeff RP2.
Yeah, oh wow, it's coming up quick.
We got our crash. Nobody say crash in the chat or else people crash in real life.
Just as a complaint, I swear it was. I feel like I should say something about loot crates, seeing as it's so on topic at the moment. Bloody loot crates.
They're fucking cancer, mate.
I'm just imagining if sim racing seems to have kept immune to it, to be fair, which is nice. I'm just imagining if Project Cars come out and you had to unlock things like traction control.
Oh, listen to that Ferrari scream.
Jesus. Or like the only GT3 car you can use for free is like, you know, the AMG or something, the old one.
Fast and Freestyle struck
All these kids
into
going up
the
to
carousel
buses,
here.
they're all gambling and shit.
Nice and easy, nice and smooth.
Oh, that was really stupid of them. I had
Yeah,
a really
the
controlled
horizon's
adjust.
horizon's starting to look kind of
As I was
lighter.
I
Sun's
didn't
gonna
hit
be up
anything, and as I was
pretty
kind of
soon.
maneuvering my car to set off again, I reversed it to the wall.
Mind yourself.
Alright, pit stop check. Sula has had a pit stop. Jeff in second has had a pit stop. EK
Card packs and
has had a pit stop.
stuff like that. It's going to mess with you.
Davo has had a pit stop.
It's not healthy at all.
Harold, Harold, I'm not sure. I may not have caught Harold when he was in the pits. You can usually tell if they've had a pit stop by how many headlights they got.
They're fucking cunts.
Whoa.
I mean, they did win an award for being the worst company in the US twice in a row.
Getting some hot gossip in the driver radio here. Who's that? That's Lethargic back in the pits.
Yeah, but
And Zed just coming into the pits.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine going to the ATM and it says, you know, for an extra £5 you can gamble to see your balance, or maybe not.
Honestly, considering how many people do the lottery, considering that you have a better chance of winning, getting struck by lightning twice than winning the lottery, so...
Probably have a better chance of getting all the characters in Battlefield for free. I remember playing the old Battlefield games and I loved them so much.
Yeah, the old Battlefield too.
I think
Still have it on Steam.
I managed to resist pre-ordering the first one.
Yeah, Fireboy, they are having a
so
conversation while racing. It is kind of, oh, we got a yellow somewhere.
Yeah, this one here.
Never ever buy new games again. I used to play The Sims 2 back in the day, and they just kept like every version of Sims would like Sims 3 would have like they re-released the expansion.
Yeah, it always
but they'd split one of them into two.
it always
so they'd
amazes
have, like,
me
double the expansions.
how that these guys are able to just have a full conversation while driving, especially in this place. It's all I can do to
No, that's for position, right, Eddie? Yeah? Just let me pass.
Drivers be advised, it looks like Paulie has retired.
It's pitting, I think. What happened?
Trying to get
Solo volume in TeamSpeak.
Yeah, the volume's yeah, it's also because the mic's not in front of your face.
Yeah, it looks like Paulie had a disconnect
Yeah,
here. Sula just made a cheeky pit stop. Not sure what that was about. Kept the lead, but now Jeff is only 28 seconds behind.
You'll get the hang of it.
Oh, and there's EK, hot on his trail, just at the end of the start-finish straight here.
We're down to 10.
This is my worst spot on the track right here. Honestly, it's a goofy little chicane.
That was the first time I started driving.
But yeah, I don't know how they're able to talk so much while they're driving. I can barely talk to YouTube while I'm watching the Nordschleife. Like it's so difficult, but these guys got the concentration. Although I'm not sure if you hear too much of our race leaders on the radio here.
Yeah, have a good evening, guys. Split the works, that was terrifying. know, in sector 1, after you go kind of down a hill and then up, and then your car goes right this over the crest.
Said
I
just
touched the
4
grass
seconds
when it
behind.
came
How
down
good
over
am I?
the side of the crest. That was absolutely terrifying.
Second gap to P2. Davo's still a minute behind P3. Sula is getting good deltas. Yeah, the top 4 guys have been really consistent. It's I haven't been seeing too much gain or loss in the gaps in the first 4 positions for the past 20 minutes aside from pit stops. So that might be kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, I was clever enough to turn the radiator off in the room before I started.
Forgot to do that.
Well, I don't even have the radiator on. It's the PC
It's
and the
the-
fucking roof.
Yeah. It doesn't help that that PC's pumping out like, I don't know, probably 400 or 500 watts of heat.
Wheelbase as well.
I've spun Zeddy in. Leave it again now. You know, I've had, I think, 3 crashes this race where I've picked up damage, 3 spins where I've picked up damage, and it's all been significantly on the rear. It's probably lucky.
Yeah, it's good. It's good wherever it doesn't hit your radiator.
Yeah. Also, though, for the straight line speed, the rear aero doesn't seem to do half as much. Or at least it didn't before I was doing the first lap.
Which is kind of surprising, considering the rear arrow's the massive spoiler at the back.
I guess, yeah, I guess it depends what I hit though. You think though when you like go into a barrier that the spoiler might be safe, depending on the height.
Yeah, I suppose since just bodywork counts as arrow, then if that gets a little crumpled, it's no big deal. Lassens has dropped to 7-8
I
behind
have a
you.
teeny bit of suspension damage at the back. I'm hoping that doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, Pedro, we've had, I think, 2 disconnections, which, you know, that happens. We got guys from all over the world in this race, so that kind of stuff happens. Let's see. One guy, Parney, got disqualified for speeding in the pit. Pauly retired. I'm not sure what happened there.
Anyone else losing focus?
Ja.
I did mid-race.
Hey David, je kan als het goed is gewoon naar binnen hoor.
I don't know what that was. I think the drivers just asked each other, "Hey guys, is anybody losing focus?"
Wait, what? What's Sula on about?
He's been trying to pit and it says someone's in his box.
Doesn't he just have to drive through?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that is.
Sula, if you can hear me, try using the request pit button. I don't know if it makes a difference.
I think it's a bug. I think you can just drive in. I've heard it from some people. I'm not
Someone
sure,
said you
but
can
that's
just
what I
drive
heard.
in for it, yeah.
Some
troubles
developing here.
Well, we're all out of ideas then.
Is your box not showing up, or are they just not doing what you want?
How is he still in the lead? He's done 3 drive-throughs.
I missed it. Did he say his box wasn't showing up at all, or were they just not doing what he wanted them?
He didn't respond.
Yeah.
It's occupied, that's the problem. Or less error message. But I think if you have it on so it shows you where your beatbox is, you have like an option for it in the settings. You can like go in and put that.
Lethargic making probably his 5th or 6th pit stop in this race. So I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but our race leader Sula is
see if you get me on the straight here.
Is having some bug or some difficulty getting into the pit. He keeps driving through the pit, and I don't know if his pit crew's not showing up, or if they're not refueling and putting tires on like he asked them to. But some technical difficulties may take Sula out of this race. You can see in the right-hand section where the speedo is, he's got 17.9 liters of fuel left. Not a lot.
Aero and one front aero.
That's.
To have took about 5 or
He's at the end of a lap right now. He's probably going to try to pit again. And if he doesn't get any fuel in this pit stop, he's got 1 lap left, and that's it.
No pit crew at all. Invisible. Oh, I remember that. I did 2 drive-throughs as well, and I can't remember finished the race with no damage.
Simple. What it seems like to me is that he's getting a bug where the pit crew's just not showing up for him.
How much the track changes just based on the lighting.
This will be our race leader Sula diving into the pits one more time, and maybe we'll get a look here at a missing pit crew or maybe something good. But yeah, he's got 16 liters left, and that's enough for 1 lap, and then maybe a sector after that. But oh. Sula's got a pit stop, but no crew, so we're definitely seeing a bug here, because the game registered that he's making a pit stop, but there's no crew here.
It might be my tyres actually. At this point. I think my tyres might be starting to fail.
He's gotten fuel. Oh, okay. Sula's getting fuel. He's good. I don't know if he needs a tire change or anything else, but he is getting fuel. So he's at least not going to be out of the race at this point. And that's Klassen's going by there on the straight, as you see. Alright, Sula's getting out of the pits.
I don't love having a 0% radiator.
Oh, engine blown in the pit.
Oh,
who was that?
Wow. Got to be kidding me.
No.
Oh. Is that you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I'll make it to 6th after all, boys.
Hard luck, Jeff.
So we've received word that Jeff's engine has blown in the pits. I don't think he can recover from that. I guess we'll see. Sula managed to get out in P2. He only lost 1 position. He's 11 seconds away from E. Klassen, who is our new race leader.
It's changing.
They've raised the flag, and Jeff's
what it is saying, terminal damage.
Not going anywhere. He's got terminal damage to his engine.
I'm gone.
That is a shame.
It's a shame.
Unlucky, man.
Bad luck, man. Good racing, though. That's Dabo grabbing that P3. That's going to be some free positions for some guys as another contender is forced to retire due to unforeseen circumstances. That is very, very unfortunate. I wasn't really watching his engine at all during this race, so I don't know if he just got some radiator damage and couldn't hold out his temperature till he made it to the pits or what. Very bad luck.
Microphone activated. Microphone muted.
I think he's just going to be sitting in the pit here. Alright, well, good morning, guys. The sun is up. We got 31 and some change left in the race. Looks like our field is technically down to 9 drivers now due to that. We got Klaasens in the lead. Sula 10 seconds behind him, 9 and some change actually. And then Dabo is 1 minute behind race lead. Jeff is unfortunately stuck in the pits. Harold is in 5th place. I'm not sure what the gap is. Crazy is in 6th. Falcon in 7th place. Lethargic in 8th. How Good Am I is 9th. And Zed is, wow, right on How Good Am I's tail. Nothing too wild to report. Weather looks good. There's no hazards on track yet.
His engine is blown. How come it's idling?
Spectating.
Maybe it's his gearbox that's blown.
These hard tires are so much life. If I were to guess, I'd say I have like more than like 25%. Maybe. They're not even halfway on the indicator.
High soft.
Alright. So we're now under a half hour left for the race. We won't tell the drivers this, but we'll do a little fuel check on let everybody. Klaasens has 50 liters, which should, yeah, 50 liters will take him to the end of the race. Sula has 71 liters, that'll take him to the end of the race. Dabo's got 71, he'll be fine. Crazy's got 50, he'll be good. Harold's got 75, he'll be good. Falcon, 45, should be fine. I guess we'll see if he makes a last minute pit stop here. Lethargic, 93, more than enough. How Good has 62 liters left, he's fine. Zed's got 60 liters.
So you're having Zedian following me close behind to really refocus my driving.
Yeah, that'll wake you up, huh?
This is something to care about.
So Crazy moved up to P4, but I think that's just on technicality.
I'm definitely struggling there with my car, whether it's the tires or the aero, I don't know.
Due to Jeff dropping out.
Or your brakes are too cold.
No, the brakes are, I mean, my duct is 0, so they're as warm as they could be.
Welcome to anybody joining us on YouTube that is just joining us. We're 2 hours into our 2.5 hour race here. The sun is up.
I love the GP truck.
Nice autumn Nordschleife is before our drivers. Track's gonna start heating up a little bit. Shush your mouth, Doug.
Seem to be building myself an air gap now from Zed.
So once the track heats up a little bit here, we might see some extra pace coming out from our drivers. Oh, that's crazy into a wall. And we are on full damage here and mechanical faults. So it looks like he's getting on just fine. That was a pretty hard contact though.
Oh god, and I come off while I was looking at the time split.
So that's only 3 seconds now from Sula to our race lead Klaassen. This is gonna be something. And Dabo's
How you doing, Lethargic?
Dabo's a minute behind them. Anyway, as I was saying, we're a little over 2 hours in here probably, and had some upsets so far. This is the Season 1 of Project Cars 2 League finale for Project Cars Drivers Club. If anybody watching is interested in playing some Project Cars 2 with some very clean racers and just real gentlemen, there's info on joining Project Cars Drivers Club at PCDC.link. So Project Cars Drivers Club, PCDC.link. If you want to join us, come hop in our Discord. We're pretty fun guys. Oh, Sula hit the rumble strips a little bit as he's catching up to Klassen. We got a battle on our hands, boys. Final corner before the Dadaguha. If Sula gets some serious pace onto this, Klassen's in trouble. Sula's got the Ferrari, which
it seems like you've still got your whisper to me still.
has a great speed.
Occasionally hearing that.
The tire,
Very pacey car.
So happy. It's not warm again. Kind of offsetting the way.
Hey, thanks, Animera. Appreciate it. Oh, he is in the slipstream on the Mercedes. He is going for the pass. He's going to stick it going into the kink here. That's Sula in first place. And looks like we got a back marker up ahead. Look out. Back marker is just going into the grass, making room for him. That was intense. It is getting nice here. We might have a proper race on our hands towards the end here. Klassens is diving into the pit here. He's already fulfilled his pit strategy, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's going in for damage. Who's that behind him? It's not Dabo.
That just flew past you, man.
That must be the back marker behind him. So that's Sola in clear air now. Okay. Who's that leaving the pits then? That's Lethargic just leaving the pits in the only Nissan GTR in the field. It's a really fun car to drive, but you don't see too many of them in Project Cars 2 leagues, surprisingly. I haven't, at least. It's lots of Ferraris and some Audis in there and such, usually in the lead. And as you can see, Ferraris are taking the lead here. I believe Animera was driving a Ferrari as well. They're pretty popular, but I like to see the Mercedes and the Porsches and the Nissans. We had an Acura in the field as well. I'm not sure if they're still up though. So that's Klassen's back onto the field. He's lost 46 seconds to Sola. But knowing Klassens, he can make that up.
Oh,
We're running out of time here for endurance racing. It's going to be a sprint to the end here pretty soon. Dabo is see now Dabo might pick up. Come here, Doug. Don't be angry. My dog is just wanting attention. Dabo might be catching up to Klassens here. We'll see if he's got what it takes to keep up with Klassens, who's had really amazing consistency and just great pace this whole race. Between these three, it's going to be a very intense finish. Klassen's got a normal amount of fuel. Yeah. Everybody's good. Let's see if any battles are developing down the field. Not really. Kind of spread out. There's 30 seconds between Falcon and Arrow. Oh, Falcon looking risky. Get the nice close-up camera. That's something I found out today. If you press the minus button on the numpad, you get extra cameras if you have trackside selected. Kind of fun. There's How Good. 3 minutes behind Falcon. Lethargic is just 40 seconds behind How Good. They might have a little battle developing soon before the end of the race here. And Zed is 40 seconds behind there. Any mistakes in the field still, they're going to have some position change, so consistency is going to come into play in the dying laps of the 2.5 hours of Nürburgring here. Dabo is driving with a kind of a muffed up windshield. I miss the onboard like passenger seat onboard camera like you see in real life. I hope they add that into the coming patches, because right now if you hit onboard you just get chase cam. But if you've played Project Cars, you've probably seen the sort of offset onboard passenger cam, which is really true to life how the onboard cameras look in these GT cars.
We're on board with Dabo. His windscreen is all cracked. Yeah, seriously. It's like big cracks in your window.
Yeah, Dabo's looking kind of hoopty status here with his cracked windshield. He's making the best of it though.
Yeah, I was thinking he's running such low downforce. I think he took his back wing off.
Sorry, Sula. The closest speed is inside there.
Sula gets. Oh yeah, Sula's getting around some back markers here.
He's muted.
It's fine. He got it very cleanly. I just wasn't.
Well, Sula's got a little bit of a crack action going on his. Ooh boy, just about went off there. Oh my goodness, that is an absolute miracle that he was able to salvage that. Yeah, it's getting down there. We're in the final 20 minutes of our race here at the Nürburgring combined circuit, and the focus is going to be tricky.
Sula's window is also cracked.
Yep. I know a couple of guys are having a little second wind here now that the sun's up and people get on your tail, and that perks you right up. But it's difficult to keep consistent for this long. All right, we're gonna go through, do a cracked windshield check, make sure everybody's at racing spec. Crazy also has a cracked windshield. Harold also has a cracked windshield. Falcon also has a cracked windshield. And Zed also has a cracked windshield. Everybody's got a cracked windshield. Interesting to note, I think they use like plexiglass on these cars in real life, so that probably would not even happen. But since we got full damage on, we're going hard mode here. Gonna get some scuffed up bumpers, some cracked windshields, and just gonna have to keep carrying on. Especially if you incur some damage at the GP circuit or something. It's 8 minutes until you can get into the pit. So
Jack, you're the only one who doesn't have a cracked window.
You just do what you can. Ooh, and Claessens is around.
Just a car that's hates turning.
Is that Dabo behind him? Oh yeah. Oh man, Dabo's picked up some time here from Claessens who went around. Oh man, this is getting good. So now a 4.5 second gap from third to second place. And Dabo's just banging out the laps here. He is determined. He's hungry. He sees Claessen up there. He's hopefully not getting impatient to make the pass here, but Dabo's probably got a renewed vigor after seeing his second place looming up ahead.
Oh, there's going to be a good race here between Dabo and Claessen's coming out soon.
Yeah, this Benz is pretty bad tire wear, man. I just spun it.
Oh man.
Yeah, we saw it on the
Onto
street.
the Dodinger. We'll see if he can collect any pace here. it looks like he is gaining on Clausen. They're going to be pretty close coming into Hohenrhein up here. It's going to be important for Clausen to nail that sector. And Clausen is reporting that the Mercedes is
Justin is commentating really well.
chewing through the tires pretty well, or pretty badly on the Mercedes, the tire wear, he says. So
That sounds good.
we'll
I'm kind of
He's
glad.
doing an awesome job.
we'll see if he dives into the pits
We wanted
again
someone to do some
to
commentating.
gain some pace out of these tires.
Good opportunity for practice.
No, Clausen's is choosing to stay out on these worn tires. Probably, I think he's only had one stop so far. He may just go to the end of the race on these worn tires. And we've already seen a spin from him due to the loss of grip. So it's going to be a little hairy towards the end here. Check in with Sula. He's just at the end of the GP circuit and heading out onto the Nordschleife.
Getting a bit slippy.
Let's get Dabo's car is just brutalized. It looks like
Still the best, guys.
it looks like Dabo's kind of lost some of the pace that he made up after Clausen's spin there. He's dropped to 4 seconds behind him. Ooh, off into that gravel. That's risky, Dabo. Yeah, everybody's going to be struggling with loss of grip here. These soft tires are at their wits' end after 50 minutes to an hour of racing. They get chewed up pretty good in any car.
Especially if they do that.
Lethargic, 10 seconds behind How Good. That's something. Clausen's is just getting onto the Nordschleife. Dabo is right on his tail. 5-second gap now behind them. It's gonna be interesting to see if Dabo's got what it takes to make up the pace to catch up with Clausen, and if Clausen's got the pace to catch up with Sula, because it's getting down to crunch time.
Really it's in the corners now.
It's a sprint to the finish now, and we may already see our 1, 2, and 3 positions as it are right now, if they can maintain their focus and their vehicles until the end of the race, because everybody's just kind of keeping a steady pace. Dabo's getting some tenths here and there on Clausen though. So
That'd be really good at this point.
it's anybody's call. Oh, he dipped under a 4-second gap there for a second. I'm getting antsy watching this now, actually. Looks like we got Lethargic is working on his gap with How Good. He's still got 8 seconds to go. We'll see how that develops. Let's get on board with our guy Dabo to see if any front runner action happens here. Dabo's off into the grass. That's going to cost him some time. Luckily, he didn't take any more damage on that no contact. He was able to keep it on the track with 2 wheels at least. Stayed under control. He's now well under a 4-second gap here to Clausen. No, I am nervous on every one of these curves. Oh, you can see Clausen just up ahead. simple. I think, well, I guess we restarted maybe 3 times, restarted the lobby before the race, but I think the plan was to have the skill rating off for this, although honestly the skill rating is real. Oh, big spin by Dabo, big contact. Oh no. Dabo's got serious damage after that. He's not only lost 4 seconds, but he may have some serious radiator damage.
I got too eager.
Oh, that's not
Are you
good.
still driving? You're not like
Yeah, I
catastrophically.
Yeah, he's still keeping a pace. His wheel, I don't know if he's playing with a controller or if he's got some suspension damage, because his wheel's shaking a lot. Let's see if we can get a view of his wheels here. He may have got some suspension damage there.
Place, but I think lethargic's definitely going to take it from me.
And his oil temperature is creeping up really badly. It's going to be a limp into the pits from here, I'm afraid, for Dabo. I don't think he can finish 10 minutes. I don't think he can do another lap on that. Oh, that's a...
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
What's the best idea? Coast?
Coast where you can. If you've got buttons to turn your engine off, would that help while you're coasting?
Yeah, I got that.
That is just heartbreaking. He might not be out of a podium, but he's gonna have to limp to the pits, and it's probably gonna have to be a 3rd place finish for him at best.
Sorry, lethargic. Just lost the back of my car then.
He's just babying it around.
Apologies for that little bit of contact. Hope it didn't damage you too much.
His temperature is creeping up so badly.
Oh Jesus, my car's really going there.
It might not be the end. If he can, I don't know if he can make it. He might, if he can keep from blowing his engine somehow until the pits, then he may still have a 3rd. He may still have a podium.
My car is incredibly tail
You still on that one set of softs?
Yeah.
But
How much tire wear?
I don't know. Not
if he doesn't make it,
but it's really tail.
if he doesn't make it to the pits, it's over. But if he does, he can still salvage a podium finish from this. Actually, the gap to Crazy is 2 minutes and closing. So Crazy
really tail happy, so
might nab this 3rd place from Dabo, even if he ducks into the pits.
like on about 30% throttle, just the back stepped out in a straight line pretty much. It's not that bad all the time, but occasionally the back's just going. I'm 10 seconds a lap behind my best pace now.
Yeah, he is dropping Delta like crazy. He's just having to baby it. He's almost
oil temp is 274.
almost no revs through everything, and in 5th gear. Normally this would be a 3rd gear corner. He's taking it in 5th just to not put any pressure on the engine. It looks like his oil temperature is stabilized actually. As long as he doesn't get too squirrely on the Dodingahoe here, he may be able to duck into the pits here.
At least they're going to take out P2. I don't know if it's worth pitting. That'd be really silly. I'm going to lose a place. I'm going to lose another place. I'm going to have to pit. That's crazy. I'm going to have to pit.
Oh man. Wait, what happened to Crazy?
How much fuel do you have left?
Harold moved up into P4?
Hey.
Okay. Well, Harold has passed Crazy when we weren't looking. How Good Am I is ducking into the pits. And here we see Dabo at the kink at the end of the Dodingahoe.
Yes, I did. I filled it once.
Yeah, there certainly is some drama. And yeah, he's incurring some engine damage no matter what when his temperature's that high. But he just may be able to save it and get into the pits here and salvage a race.
I had to rush a pit stop and pick one that won't change the tyres. So I'm still going to finish the race at the same percent.
Only 6 minutes and a half. Oh. Oh, keep it together, Dabo. And that's Dabo successfully into the pits. Oh my goodness. Unless he has an upset like Jeff, whose engine blew on his way into his pit box.
Should have,
Dabo's
been
race
on
may
the
have been
way,
saved
let's
here.
do a 2-hour race bandwagon.
Will I be able to repair before I get overtaken? Oh.
Is that you coming in the pits, Dabo?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It looks like we've had some business between... No? Yeah? Some business between Harold and Crazy.
I think that's the car coming past me from position.
No, that's the same.
Oh my god, it's...
Zed has moved up into 8th.
I think I'm gonna lose.
Due to,
Third place.
due to How Good being pitted. How Good's coming out of the pits now.
I've lost...
That's Dabo right there, still in the pits.
Yeah. Oh, Zeddy. How far behind Zeddy?
Ooh, let's just phase through some stuff.
That
That
is...
is...
I'll be able to catch him in a lap.
I'm just so proud of Dabo for babying that back into the pits. And he... And he may...
Might lose third and fourth.
If I'm seeing this correctly, he may still have a third place.
Yeah.
Fourth place
Zeddy in
is
17 seconds.
Harold. So we'll see if Harold can swoop third place out from Dabo.
Do it. Just glass.
Harold is just coming up the end of the Dödinger. Dabo's still getting repairs. His engine temperature's come down at least.
No, I don't have time. No.
And Crazy is just right on Harold's heels as well. Dabo might lose 2 positions here.
It'd be good if when you requested a pit stop, you could say how long you wanted to devote to repairs and just the most valuable one. You know, you say, I want to stop for a minute.
Yeah, that's Harold, and we'll
if you do
see
an eye
maybe
racing.
Crazy coming up behind him.
Or this option.
Yeah, that's third place
that
lost.
would be
And that's Crazy up into 4th. Dabo's into 5th, but he's coming out of the pits now successfully. And we may have another race for position on our hands. Here's our hero Dabo, and let's get in the cockpit cam. Oh, still broken windshield. All right. I was hoping for the only clean windshield of the game there, but probably not. So now to recap position after that lap. He's got 8 seconds up ahead to Crazy that he needs to make up. Not sure if he got new tires on there. Hopefully he did. That'll help him out. Crazy has 9 seconds till he reaches Harold, who's in 3rd position. Harold is in 3rd with a 2-minute 17-second gap to Claessens in 2nd. Claessens is only a minute away from Sula still, but it's been that way for the past couple laps. So unless someone in 1st or 2nd makes a serious mistake, this might be the way it is. So we are 3-minute warning, guys. This might be it. Let's see if anybody can make some time up here.
Right, so I can confirm that the struggles with my car were from damage and not from the tyres. The tyres are still good at the end of the race.
No, they're not, right?
So that's Dabo saying that his struggles with tires was due to damage he took, and not with the tires themselves. He's still on the same set of tires that he's been doing his second stint with, excuse me.
I've completely lost concentration there though, I just didn't brake for a corner.
Seconds. I'm going to be jumping around a lot here in the cameras to check the more precise gaps. Harold has crashed. Oh no, where are we? Harold's off and to the right. He's going to let Dabo pass here, it looks like.
What happened, Arctic?
Yeah, so the equipment inside when I got up there. It was sideways from the previous.
I can't quite make out what Errol's saying, but he's also driving the Mercedes, and Klassen let us know that those Mercedes shoot through their softs pretty well. So Errol's probably in a similar position that Klassen is.
I don't think I'd have finished ahead of Anamera.
No, but everyone else quit pretty much because they crashed or something.
Sula's taken down 7 seconds out of his gap, or Klassen's taken down 7 seconds of his gap to Sula, who's still going hard with one headlight. Cue that Wallflower song. Sula's saying, we can drive it home with one headlight.
I'm smashing my car to pieces. Oh god, my rad's over.
Oh, Sula's...
Oh no.
Is that a back marker in front of him? Yeah, that's a back marker. Alright. Klassen's got a back marker.
Yeah, my car's overheated.
I don't need to get too excited.
Engine?
Yeah.
Down to
Yeah. I've just switched my engine off on coast.
Harold and Dabo are still pretty close up here. We might see an exchange of P4, but we've still got, I think we've still got a lap left after this time runs out here. And this is Sula coming up for what should be the beginning of the final lap.
What is this?
I'm going to let the race finish properly.
Wow. Alright. I guess that's it. The time ran out right before Sula got across the line.
We need to do a 2-hour race, small ass.
Well, that is victory secured for Sula, who came across the line just after time ran out. So that means an additional lap was not needed. Sula has won officially and is now breaking the laws of physics in a major way as a celebration. Where are our other racers? Here we've got Klassen's just coming through Hohenrain onto the Grand Prix circuit. And that is Klassen's in second place officially at the end of the race here.
I crashed on that.
Crazy is in third. We could see Dabo catch up to Crazy actually. There's still a 3-second lead between Crazy and Dabo. So if Crazy doesn't mess up in the next 60 seconds, he'll have third.
I was pushing so hard to try to set the fastest lap. But wrong at the end of the...
We'll see if anything precipitates here.
I've crashed again. I'm just smashing my car to pieces here.
1.6 seconds gap. Oh, Dabo's pushing really hard. And I'm sure Crazy has seen Dabo in his rear view. Dabo's able to keep it together with 2 wheels on the grass. Oh, 30 seconds left. And Crazy spun out, and that is Dabo into a cheeky third place. Oh my goodness. Alright. Everybody seems safe. Yep.
I think surely we have to take the positions as they are.
Wow. Well, Dabo's got a back marker in front of him here. And 2 seconds left. 1. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everybody on YouTube for joining us. This has been amazing. I think hopefully we'll post the archive footage of this up at some point because that was really exciting. Really great racing on everybody's part.
Looks like it took the position.
Our final standings is 5 Aces Sula in first, E Klassen's in second. A very, very good consistency race for Klassen's. He had pole a couple of times. Dabo managed to salvage his podium finish here. Crazy had a bad spin just at the end, got pushed into 4th place. Harold in 5th. Falcon, my boy, my Irish boy was managed to get
that's
sixth
the gap,
place
that's the
just
same for
by
everyone.
sheer force of will. He was kind of in the midfield the entire race, but he managed to have a good finish there. Lethargic is in 7th, Zed 8th, and how good am I in 9th place?
The game ended for us 1,000.
That is
Yeah.
really, really fantastic
cross the
racing.
line, the
Thank
time
you,
was
everybody.
Yeah.
This has
That's
been
how it
the
works.
Project Cars Drivers Club
Set it for laps.
2.5 hours of Nordschleife combined
that gap's not
solo endurance race. If you want to join Project Cars Drivers Club, our website is
Except for the guys that did
pcdc.link.
finish their laps, which
I'll
was
put that in the
close to
chat
standard
right there.
Look at my beautiful best lap.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. That's been